What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today will be the full Afeera guide teaching you the combos to use, mix-ups, and punishes. Now, this is not the ordinary guide where I just go throughout the whole moveset and show you what buttons are what. I'm going to actually show you guys what to do in certain situations, how to get your full punishes off, how to mix up your opponent effectively, and just, use this as a basis on what to do with the character on day one. Now, I do have a disclaimer. This is early access, so everything in here may not be set in stone. These might not be the best punishes because as the time goes, people evolve, people find out new things, so things could definitely change in the future. So this is going to serve as a basis point if you're just picking up the character. So let's hop right into it. All right, guys, so I feel like the best thing to do here is to quickly run through the moveset. We're going to then go to the punishes, and then I'm going to show you the mix-ups and the combos that you can do that'll really take your game to the next level. And I promise you, you'll be ready for day one. So quickly going over just the moveset. This hero is very, very pressure oriented, and you need to be aware of your surroundings at all times, where a wall is, where you can combo them into a wall and all that stuff. So I'm going to just break down what this hero can do, and then we'll move on to the more advanced stuff, or it's not too advanced, but you get what I'm saying. So basically, this hero is just a two-hit combo type of character. It's light, heavy, heavy, light, and heavy, heavy. This is the basis. This is just your basis on how everything about this character works. And now, in between these two-hit combos, basically, you can throw in a bash like such. You can throw in a bash in between them. So after any chain starter, like let's say heavy, you can bash. Okay, very, very simple, very, very easy. A very simple hero to get your hands on, but things can get a little bit more complicated later. So basically what that bash leads into is one of your three heavy finishers. Now I just want to go over that really quick. Your heavy finishers: the left side, wall splats; the top is undodgeable; the right is unblockable. As you guys can see, that's the unique thing about this character. So that makes this character kind of crazy, right? Also, guys, this character has a bash from neutral, which is pretty damn strong. So what you want to do to pretty much utilize this move is just hold back, press square, just like that. It'll look just like that. And I kind of got a little ahead of myself, but right here, this is what it looks like. And you can also feint this by pressing B or circle, whatever platform you play on. You can also cancel it, as you guys can see. Now, one thing that this makes this move pretty unique is that if you use it from range, it dashes towards them. So let's say you're all the way back here, it dashes towards them, and of course you can still feint it. You can feint the dash, and you can still feint the actual bash itself. So you can do both. Now, another thing that this character has is, of course, dodge attacks. It's pretty much universal for now, like for every character. They all have dodge attacks, and this character has dodge heavy attacks, which go like this. You just want to dodge and press the heavy button, and you get those properties right there. Now, another thing I want to show you is the superior block properties that this character has as well. You see? You can dodge into an attack, and then you can follow up with a heavy attack, or what I like here, you could go into a bash, which confirms one of the three heavy finishers. So, of course, if there's a wall near you and you get that superior block, you can boom, hit them into the wall, or you can boom, my bad, I did the same thing. Or you could just throw your unblockable or your undodgeable, okay? So let me just quickly show you. Unblockable. And boom, that is the undodgeable, which is all confirmed. Another thing, guys, this character also has crushing counters. That also leads into the bash. They act as chain starters. So you can kind of like get some crazy damage off just by going for some of these crushing counters, like I can show you here. And then you can wall splat, go for the mix up, and get the finish. It's kind of crazy. Like the crushing counters actually lead into some crazy things, man. Like you can get a lot of damage off of them. And last but not least, guys, there's also the dodge recovery flips you can do. So basically, if you land a chain starter, let's say light, you can dodge. You can dodge to the other side. You can dodge backwards. Even on whiff, you can dodge forward as well. You can dodge like any direction on hit or whiff. You see what I mean? You can get a lot of creative stuff going on here. And also, another thing is those flips chain into the kick. And of course, that kick chains into one of the three heavy finishers. You could choose whatever direction you want. And of course, it keeps those same properties. So let me show you. Left wall splats confirms heavy. The right is unblockable, but I hit the wall. Let me just show you again. As you guys can see. And then, of course, the top is undodgeable. So here's one of the things. Now, I want to quickly just go over some of the punishes. That's the basis of the kit. Now, I just want to show you some of the punishes that you can get. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the opponent stamina off here. Let's put them all the way exhausted, basically. Now, one thing that people want to know, okay, what's the GB punish? And the GB punish that I found today is back throw into double top heavy. Back throw into double top heavy. Now, you want to be careful because you're going to try to do this in game and it might not work for you because maybe your guard is on the sides and you get something like this. You throw while your guard is on the side. You don't get the double top heavy. You can go right side to the top, but you don't get the double top for the massive damage. See, I'm going to show you right here. So you go boom, you try to switch it to the top, and then they get up. What you want is the double top heavy. So to do that, what you want to do is, let's say your guard is in either left or right. It's not always at the top at all times. So let's say if it's at the left or right, right when you guard break, you want to hold up on your right stick. Boom. The second you press that guard break button, you want to move up on your right stick. Hold on, I whiffed it, my bad. But boom, and it switches your guard to the top for you. So now you can just go backwards and double top heavy. And that's how you get that 27, 28 damage punish right there. And that's what you want every time you get a guard break while your opponent's out of stamina. Throw backwards, double top heavy. And basically, guys, I put the opponent on block. So as you guys can see, he's blocking everything. Just to show you guys that I'm not lying. Go backwards. Boom. Everything is confirmed. Now, the next thing, what do you do off of just a regular guard break and they have stamina? Well, of course, if there's a wall next to you, you throw to the wall. And of course, it doesn't go to the wall, but there you go. Wall splat, top heavy. Or if you don't have a wall near you, let's say we go to the middle of the map. All you want to do is guard break, side heavy. And what that does is, of course, you can go straight into your heavy finisher, which is the unblockable, the undodgeable, or the wall splat. And you can choose, you can mix up your opponent with either one of those three. However the situation may unfold, whatever you want to do, you have the opportunity to do that. And also, another little mix up you can do is just go straight into the bash. That will set up a lot of stuff, going forward. All right, guys, now let's move on to your light parry punishes, which is very simple. It's just... Now, guys, let's move on to the light parry punishes, which is just... All right, guys, now let's move on to the light parry punishes, which is just a top heavy. As you guys can see, just a regular top heavy. And of course, guys, this leads into your heavy finisher. So after you get that light parry and you throw that top heavy, you can either bash them afterwards. You can either start with your unblockable from the right side. You can feint it for a GB. I mean, you can get creative with it. Now, moving on to the heavy attack. Basically, all this is, guys, is either your light, which does 12 damage, or your zone. Now, one special thing about a parry is that it also confirms a bash. Now, that can be even more damage. Now, the first two only did 12, but what you guys really should be doing is after you parry a heavy attack, or I'm going to get into this a little bit later, but after you parry a heavy attack, you want to go into your bash. So let's see. Depending on stamina, of course, guys. Depending on your stamina, of course. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that if you just have barely any stamina. You might just want to go for a light. But if you have stamina for it, do your bash. And then if they have a wall to them, do your left heavy for a wall splat into the top heavy. And you would want to do that on light parry as well, only if you have a wall next to you that you can guarantee a wall splat. So basically, let me just move over. Basically, if you have a wall to your left like this, you want to just parry. My apologies, I messed up. Like if you have a wall to your left, you just want to parry, bash, and throw, and then hit them into the wall if the wall is near. Let's try to get a wall really, really close. Let's not try to get really, really close here. Right about here. So watch this, guys. Boom, 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 to the wall. Boom. And now look, we're mixing. Now we can really have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Boom. We can really do whatever we want. So what you want to do to the button inputs for that will just be hold after a parry, hold back, and then press guard break. And that's how you activate your bash. Like that. Hold back. And then that's how you activate your bash from neutral. So 1, 2, 1, and then you just have fun with it. You know, mix them up. I mean, read your opponent, mix them up. There's a ton of things that you can do, but let's move on. Also, guys, I forgot one thing about the heavy parry. You never really just want to do light or zone after a heavy parry unless like in fours, if there are people near you, you might want to just throw the zone to hit people around you. But the only reason you would throw a light after a heavy parry is if, like I said before, if you're low on stamina. That's the only reason why you should ever throw a light. If not, just always bash them, guys. Always just bash them. You could bash into a heavy. And I will do the right when it does 18. The top one does 18 as well. So guys, if you have no wall next to you, you either do the right heavy or the top heavy, guys. All right, guys. So now that we know just the basic move set, and now that we know some of the punishes that we can do, what about some of the mix-ups and, you know, some of the combos that you can, you know, use with this character to your advantage? Well, number one is just the simple, I call it the simple 1-2. I mean, you have your, let's say you land a light, you can bash into a heavy, right? And this is with no wall next to you. This is just out in the open space. Let's say there's no walls next to you. Of course, the combos definitely change when there's walls next to you because, of course, if you land that left heavy finisher, it wall splats for even more damage. But this is just without the wall, just very, very simple combos. Bash, light, heavy. And what that does to your opponent is, after they get hit with that, guys, that's 30 damage. Bash, light into heavy is 30 total damage. If you do that enough, people are going to want to dodge. So basically the counter to that is just simply light, top heavy, because they're going to want to dodge your bash. If they dodge your bash, they're going to get hit with this big heavy right here. And that total is 40 damage. 12 plus 28, 40 damage. So now this character right here can just dish out a lot of damage. Okay, got a lot of damages. All right, guys, so now that we got one of the most simplest basic mix-ups with this character, let's go to some just slightly more situational things. So here we are. Let's say you have a wall to your right. Let's say you're in a 1v1. You see that there's a wall to your right. How do you get that guy on the wall? Basically, there is a bunch of ways you can do it. Basically, all you have to get into your bash here. So how do you get into your bash? What are some ways? Well, you can just throw a light. Boom, get into your bash, right? Throw a light, boom, get into your bash, boom, wall splat. And then that confirms the top heavy. But well, what if you need to just get a little bit more, I don't know, like creative with it? Well, also the character right here has dodge attacks. So you can actually dodge attack into the bash, into the wall splat there, right? There's so many ways. Basically, you just want to land the attack and then it just goes right back to that simple and basic mix-up where you land an attack, heavy or light. You can even throw a heavy on their guard, guys, and get into your bash. Okay? There's so many ways of going about it, and then that bash into the left heavy will wall splat. And then if you condition them to dodge your bash, of course, you want to always just follow up with the top heavy. Okay, I hope you guys are keeping up with me. You might need to play some games just to get, you know, accustomed to all of this, or get into the training and get accustomed. But again, these are just some basic things. Now, one of the more difficult things is, okay, what if a wall is to your left? Because look, the heavy moves to the left. So what do you really do in this situation? Like, how do you get this guy to the wall on your left? Well, it's pretty easy. The dodge heavy, guys, the dodge heavy. What you want to do is try to bait out an attack, dodge it, bash, and then wall splat, guys. And the crazy thing about the left heavy is it goes at a certain angle. So let's say you're directly like square face to face like this with him. He'll still kind of hit that wall at an angle right there. Let me see if I can get it better for you guys. He'll still hit that wall at a certain angle. So let's say you do a dodge attack, you boom, and then boom. You see how we were like dead on with the wall straight ahead, but it kind of moved them left or moved them right a little bit at an angle, and he still hit the wall. So that is one way you can still get that wall splat is, you know, setting up with your dodge attack, because it moves your position to a point where you can bash and get that wall splat. And that's huge. That use that dodge attack to your advantage to set up position, guys. That's one of the main reasons to use that dodge attack, is to set up bash position. And once you do that, of course, back to the simple 1-2 combo that I said earlier. You land on their guard, and now they have to make a decision, guys. They have to make a decision. Are they going to dodge the bash, or are they going to just eat it and take it? So basically, you know, here, if they dodge, you hit them with that top unblockable. And then if they don't dodge, of course, you hit them with the bash, and then you follow up with the bash. Very, very simple. Now, another thing, guys, another way you can get positioning for your bash is basically what I told you before. You can land a light and then use your dodge cancels to set up your position that you know, personally want. So let's say right here, the wall straight ahead. Let's say I just want to make sure 100% that my bash will land. I can light him, dodge to the side, bash, and then throw the heavy, and then confirm it. You can always just use this to set up the positioning you want so that you can set up that bash. And here's the thing, guys. Every time you position yourself to land that left heavy after a bash and get the wall splat, it's going to be much more like your opponent is going to want to dodge much more, because they know, oh, there's a wall next to me. If I get hit with a bash, I'm eating damage. So that's going to make them want to dodge even more. So use that to your advantage. So like basically right here, if there's a wall next to you right here, the likelihood, if your opponent's a good player, the likelihood is that they are going to want to dodge. So you hit them with one of those right there. You hit them with that chain top undodgeable heavy. So let me just go over this one more time. So just in case it's a little confusing, because I know it's a lot of information. It might be a bit confusing. So basically, if you know there's a wall to your right, your opponent is pretty much super pressured to dodge if you just, you know, get into your chain. And remember, your chain can start from a block. If they block your attack, you can get into your chain. If you hit a attack, you can get into your chain. Or even if you whiff an attack, you can get into your chain. So you could literally just backlight, bash them, boom, you got it. You know, boom, you got it. Or if you're over here, maybe you like right here, you boom, get them on here, bang, bang. And that's going to wall splat as well. So you can use those dodge cancels to just set up the perfect position for when you want to bash and then, you know, wall splat. And every time you use one of these dodge rolls, make sure you're doing it to set up position for the wall. And that's going to make your combos 10 times deadlier, man, because you could do something like this. You could like boom, set up, and then like if they're, you know, trying to close in the distance on you, you can hit them with that bash. If they try to close in the distance, you know, the bash has some good lunge to it. So use it to your advantage, guys. And also, if you want to use one of these dodges, you can always wait and then GB them if you think they're going to dodge your bash. So I mean, it's just really good. Of course, you can still like do the kick afterwards fast, or even delay it a little bit. So it's up to you exactly how you want to go about it, but those are some tools that you need to be using. Now let's go on some of the pressure things that you can do. Maybe if you're in the middle, let's say there's no walls near, maybe if you're just in the middle of the map, nothing near, it's just you and him. One of the things you can do after you land a bash is you can do your left heavy. Sorry, you can like go here, whatever. And it doesn't have to be off a bash. It could just be heavy finisher, and you hit him with that left heavy. What I like to do here is basically just go into the to the flip recovery, your dodge flip recovery. Which how do you do that? All you do is dodge after you land an attack or whiff, guys. And what I like to do is I like to boom and go forward with it because I'm in their face now. It keeps me in their face. And when you're in your face, of course, you can follow up with a bash after you do that dodge. And then that goes right back into the whole 1-2 combo that I said from the beginning, guys. It goes right back to the whole thing. So basically, all right, let's just go over it real quick. You go here, you go here, you go here, you go here, you dodge, you kick, boom. Now, for that, how would you mix up your opponent? Because you can't go into the top undodgeable heavy. How would you kind of mix that up? Well, pretty simple. You just do it like this. You land this heavy, you roll, you stop for a minute, and then you GB. That's another way of doing it. And there's so many ways you can mix up here too. You can go here, here, roll forward, and you could just throw another light if you want to. You can GB, like I showed earlier. And the timing is pretty strict, so you got to get used to it. Like, you have to wait a long time. And then you can GB there. So I would definitely practice that, get used to it. You can light. There's so many things you can do. And what I like about it the most is that bash is pretty delayable. You can do it instantly, or you can delay it a little bit and then throw it. You can delay it a little bit and then throw it, or you can throw it instantly. And that's going to catch these guys off guard as well. And there's so many things you could do, man. There's so many. You could even do this, guys. And I'm about to show you that this is what makes this character super crazy, because remember that bash I told you about from neutral? You hold back and square. You can feint it. You can feint the thing. So here's another thing that you could do. You go here, here, feint the bash, and throw the bash again. You could do something like that. Like that'll definitely catch him. Or you could throw a heavy. Like, there's so many things. You could GB them. I mean, like, there's endless possibilities to that. So I just want to make sure you guys understand how to get into it. And then you can add your own little flavor to it, your own spice, whatever, you know, how you play. You can really, really show that with this character right here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I just want to just recap just a little bit before I end off the video. And guys, this character is very, very pressure heavy. Like, you keep up the pressure at all times with this character, okay, guys? And you guys need to know where the walls are at all times. And basically, you can use some of the combos that I've shown you in today's video to really set up your opponent to really get those wall splats off. The wall splat is the key, guys. The key to make this character basically unbeatable. This character is so strong when there's a wall around. All right, guys? So I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, if I was helpful. Again, this is not like the end all be all guide. I may make an updated one in the future after I actually get some time against actual opponents with this character. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Again, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And with that being said, look forward to more Afeera content coming in the future. All right. Peace out, y'all. Until next time.